The story begins with a prisoner transport truck arriving at the prison, one of the most secure prisons in the world. Upon arrival, the officers thoroughly searched all the inmates and passed them through a weapon detection scanner. When it was Riki-O's turn, the scanner alarm went off. The guards immediately grabbed Riki, but we learned that the reason for the alarm was the bullets lodged inside his chest. He had been shot before entering the prison. Despite everyone's amazement at how he was still alive with bullets in his body, he was still admitted to the prison. Time passes, and we see an old, simple man named Ma. A gang led by Lin appeared and started beating Ma and mocking him because he liked collecting children's toys. The gang continued to beat Ma while the prison guards watched, as they were being bribed by the criminals to stay silent. Riki saw what happened and waited until Lin walked past him. At that moment, Riki tripped him, causing him to fall onto sharp nails, inflicting a severe injury. Lin's gang carried him away for treatment and swore revenge on Riki. After recovering, Lin told his followers that he would get back at Riki. He then went to a guard and arranged for the release of a dangerous criminal named Shaquille, who was always held in solitary confinement due to the trouble he caused other prisoners. Meanwhile, Ma pleaded with the guards to protect Riki from Lin and his gang, but the guards refused and mocked him. That night, Ma took his own life out of deep sorrow. When the prisoners learned of Ma's death, they raised their voices in protest against the injustice. Upon hearing the news, Riki went to Ma's lifeless body and told the guards, "Remove the chains from his hands. He's dead now." The guards refused, so Riki broke the iron chains with his own hands and placed one of Ma's toys on his body. As the guards carried Ma away for burial, Riki swore revenge and shed tears of grief over the injustice that led to Ma's death. Time passes, and Riki goes to take a shower, but Lin appears with the dangerous criminal Shaquille. Shaquille lands a powerful punch on Riki, proving his incredible strength. Riki decides to fight back and lands a powerful punch that brings Shaquille down despite his massive size. Lin then attacks Riki with a sharp nail, but Riki breaks Lin's arm and defeats him as well. The guards take Riki to solitary confinement, but before he is locked up, a fighter named Hai, the strongest fighter in the prison, appears. Hai warns Riki, "If you cause any more trouble, I will get rid of you." Riki does not respond and is taken to his cell. Inside the cell, Riki breaks down in tears as he remembers why he was imprisoned. We learn that Riki came from a wealthy family. After his father's death, his uncle raised him and trained him in a secret martial art, one so powerful that its practitioner becomes an unstoppable fighter. Riki recalls how his uncle's training turned him into a fierce warrior with a body capable of enduring any blow, no matter how strong. Later, the prison warden summons Riki. We see that this man is merciless. He tells Riki, "You've caused me some trouble." He then shows Riki a picture and asks, "Do you want to know who this girl is?" As Riki moves closer to look at the picture, the warden slashes him with a sharp weapon. But Riki smashes the desk, disarms the warden, and nearly kills him. However, he grabs the picture and walks away to his cell. The photo is of his younger sister, Kai. Sitting in his cell, Riki plays a flute, reminiscing about his beautiful memories before prison. Meanwhile, the prison director orders Hai to see him. When Hai arrives, the director instructs him, "We need to discipline Riki." Hai responds, "All right, I'll take care of it." Hai ties up a prisoner and tells everyone, "No one will untie him until Riki comes to fight me." When Riki arrives, Hai declares, "I am ready to fight you." A battle begins, showing Hai's incredible speed and powerful punches. Riki defends himself at first, but Hai lands a powerful punch. Then, Hai throws crushed glass into Riki's eyes to blind him and finish him off. The glass temporarily blinds Riki, allowing Hai to land devastating blows, knocking Riki to the ground. However, Riki falls near a water fountain, which he smashes open. The gushing water washes the glass from his eyes, restoring his vision. Regaining his strength, Riki charges at Hai and delivers a deadly punch to his head, defeating him. Riki then rushes to free the tied-up prisoner but discovers he is too late. The prisoner has died. The prisoners are enraged over the man's death and storm toward the prison warden for revenge. But 3 highly skilled bodyguards appear and start killing some of the inmates. These bodyguards are the prison director's personal guards, assigned to protect him from any threats. Riki warns the prisoners not to approach the warden. He refuses to fight the guards because he doesn't want any more prisoners to die. Instead, he carries the deceased inmate to give him a proper burial. As he walks away, the prison warden asks, "What do you think about becoming one of my guards?" Riki ignores him and proceeds with the burial. Later, Riki befriends a prisoner named Shah, a mute man. Riki teaches him how to play the flute, and his kindness makes the other prisoners admire him even more. The prison guards, however, plot against Riki. They decide to kill Shah to draw Riki out. The next day, Shah is murdered. When Riki learns of Shah's death, he is devastated and vows to take revenge. Events escalate as Riki sets fire to a prison building. He then fights one of the prison director's elite guards, who moves with lightning speed and lands a powerful punch. Riki stands to continue the fight, but is ambushed by the remaining guards. One of them strikes Riki with a razor-sharp whip, while another, a giant, grabs him and throws him into a confinement cell. The prison director then orders the cell to be filled with cement to kill Riki, but Riki manages to escape. The director then orders Riki to be placed in solitary confinement to be dealt with later. The next day, a man named Zhang arrives from abroad. He is the true prison director, while the current warden is merely his assistant. Zhang is ruthless and heartless. Upon his return, Zhang asks about the prison's status. The warden informs him about Riki, who caused several problems. Zhang orders Riki to be brought to him. When they arrive, Riki's body is still covered in cement. Sensing their intent to kill him, Riki bursts into rage, breaking free from his restraints and shaking off the hardened cement. He grabs Zhang by the throat, declaring, "It's time for revenge." However, Zhang's giant bodyguard intervenes, subduing Riki and tying him up. Riki breaks free and fights back, but the prison warden lowers the cell ceiling via a remote device, nearly crushing him. Struggling against the massive weight, Riki manages to escape just in time. Furious, Riki charges at Zhang and his assistant, but Zhang traps him using another remote-controlled mechanism. The next day, Riki is chained up in a massive pit in the prison yard. Zhang orders the inmates to bury Riki alive in sand. The prisoners refuse, calling Riki a good man. Zhang, enraged, orders the guards to shoot them. To save the prisoners, Riki says, "Bury me so they don't kill anyone else." The prisoners reluctantly bury him. Zhang leaves an air tube for Riki to breathe, but orders him to remain buried for a full week as punishment. As Riki struggles under the sand, he recalls how his sister Kai was kidnapped by criminals who intended to abuse her. Rather than let them harm her, she took her own life. Enraged, Riki hunted down the gang and killed them all, which led to his imprisonment. After the weekends, Zhang orders Riki to be dug up. To everyone's shock, Riki emerges in full strength. Zhang orders the guards to torture him and again offers Riki a place among his personal guards. Riki refuses, so the torture continues. Days later, Riki escapes from his cell. The prisoners, inspired by his bravery, revolt against Zhang and his men. Riki fights the elite guards and defeats them. Finally, he confronts Zhang, who undergoes a monstrous transformation. Riki attacks, but Zhang's body has become rock-hard. After a fierce battle, Riki overcomes Zhang by throwing him into a meat grinder, killing him. Riki announces Zhang's death to the prisoners, then walks up to the prison wall. With a single iron-fisted punch, he breaks through it and steps outside, free at last. Leave us your opinion in the comments, and for more, don't forget to follow us so you don't miss anything new. Thank you, and see you next time.